It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
Hey, Ernie Johnson here, and I'm joined by Kenny the Jet Smith and Shaquille O'Neal. Welcome to the NBA on 2K Sports. In this game, we'll see the Oklahoma City Thunder against the Nuggets in Denver. For the Nuggets, one thing we know, they feel they match up well in this contest. It's obviously an opponent they're confident going up against. We won't have to wait long to see if that confidence is well-founded. The Denver Nuggets, an intriguing team, fellas. A blend of vets, younger guys. What do you see as their strengths this season?
Well, they got a lot of guys that can initiate the offense. You know, the depth sometimes serves them well, especially playing at that high altitude. I used to play in Denver for 2 seconds. I used to be like, Coach, timeout. I can't breathe.
Well, they got some great young talent. And I think their backcourt is probably their strongest asset right now. But, you know, you got guys in the front court that can really get it done. And I love that altitude. I used to go, and my lungs would be free.
Maybe you weren't in shape. Tip-off fast approaching. Let's go to Kevin Harlan.
K Sports welcomes you to the following presentation of the NBA.
Tell him sit down. Be humble. 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 Sit down.
And a good Thursday evening to you. 2K Sports presents the NBA. This is Kevin Harlan alongside Brent Barry and Greg Anthony. We've got David Aldridge reporting from the sideline. It's all about the Western Conference. That's where the action is today as the Denver Nuggets get ready to battle. And let's go straight over to David Aldridge for a report before the tip-off. Hey, Dave.
Well, guys, Paul Millsap has become one of the best NBA big men when it comes to getting steals. Now, Millsap says when you're 6'8" going up against guys that are 7 feet, you're not going to be able to block their shot every time. So you try to get it down low when they bring it down. It's all about being smart and using what you have. Kevin?
Thank you, D.A. And Millsap is as crafty as it gets on defense. One of the most underrated players in the game. And a bit of a bittersweet question for you, Brent. We know you spent so many years with the Sonics who eventually were uprooted and became this Thunder team. How badly would you like to see Seattle get a basketball team again?
I think it's the NBA's mission to get back to Seattle, and under Adam Silver, he's asked questions about the return to the Emerald City, and I think it's going to happen, Kevin. If it does, I'd love to be a part of what the organization does up there. I do miss the PNW. That's the Pacific Northwest.
So here's Oklahoma City's starting group. Westbrook and Robertson are the backcourt pair. Paul George is out there with Anthony, and it's Adams in at the center position.
Well, that's when his speed comes at you, and then he throws the ball out there with some length and is able to finish around you.
Murray kicks to Harris. Down to 5 on the shot clock. The Nuggets need to get a shot off here. Chandler inside the line, and the shot is long.
Oh, you just relish those kind of opportunities, and the defense got lucky, but they need to guard that area of the floor a little bit better.
Here's Westbrook. The shot comes out. Now the Nuggets take it the other way. Harris passes to Murray. A little over a minute gone here in the first quarter. The pass to Jokic. Harris outside. Jokic a screen. Harris misses.
Just wondering why the defense is laying off. Luckily, they didn't pay for their mistake.
Outside Westbrook. Over Murray. Another miss by Westbrook.
Yeah, the defense cannot afford to be that lazy. You got to be up on the shooters at all times, especially at the mid-range.
The Nuggets with another miss.
Yeah, early on, 3 misses to open the game. Their offense right now still trying to find its way.
Ring shot on the way. Westbrook missing again.
And you got to fight through things like this right now. His team needs him to shoot better. He's just had a tough quarter. And maybe a deep breath moment for them. They're now 1 for 4 to start the game.
Thunder have gone just 1 of 4 to get this game started. George sets a screen for Westbrook. Pass to Anthony, the 15-footer, and it's in there. Anthony's got his first bucket of the night.
And Melo operating in the mid-range, he does such a great job of finding open areas out there where he knows he can dominate.
Now here's Murray. Jokic a screen. Back to Murray. From the arc. Good. And Harris gets the assist. Murray's got his first 3 points of the game.
From distance, when he gets into a rhythm early, it makes this offense a lot more dynamic.
Well, great to get him involved, particularly at the start of the game. This is what keeps guys engaged.
And here is Murray following Russell Westbrook's 3. Outside Millsap. Jokic with a screen on George. Off the pick. And Chandler, here we go. And Wilson Chandler with the slam.
And how about the execution on that play? The screen was set up in exactly the right spot.
And the finish wasn't too bad either.
Yeah, it's funny how you see so many picks, but this one sets up the defense well. No one rotates over. Bang.
Adams sets the pick for Westbrook. Just 5 on the clock. Another miss by Westbrook. Nuggets have gone 50% from the field, hitting 3 of 6 since the opening tip. Chandler dishes to Murray. First quarter of play and just over 3.5 minutes in. Millsap kicks to Jokic. Over Adams. Jokic, no good.
And he completely threw the timing off on that jumper. That is how you D up.
Playing with tremendous aggressiveness without fouling. That's an excellent job.
Now here is Harris following the miss by Russell Westbrook. Millsap's against Anthony. Passes it to Westbrook. The dish now to Adams. Screen by Adams. George passes to Adams. Lets the 3 fly. And again, no good by Oklahoma City. Denver with the ball. And beyond his ability to shine on the basketball floor, you have to commend Carmelo Anthony's effort, Greg, to get NBA players and other athletes more involved in making the world a better place.
Yeah, I mean, there's still a lot of work to be done, but guys like Melo see what is beyond the world of basketball. He's spoken out as well as done the legwork of being active in his communities, and a lot of charity work for Melo. It's just nice to see the maturation process play out.
So the whistle blows on the shot and 2 free throws for the contact right there.
Well, you give Russell Westbrook any kind of runway like that, and he can explode. What a terror on the inside.
Oklahoma City shooting their first free throws of the game right now. That's good from Westbrook.
A lot of people look at Russell and think you roll the ball out, and with his athleticism and tenaciousness, he just takes it over. But the guy hits the film room. I mean, he studies up. He wants to know about his opponent. He wants to get better as a performer, get more consistent. So there's a lot of work going on behind the scenes with Russell Westbrook.
And Russell Westbrook drops them both. And for Westbrook in his watching of film, he isn't looking for what he's doing on the floor. Granny says he's gaining an understanding for everyone else.
I think that kind of approach is pretty heady, don't you, Kevin? The fact that Russell not only wants to improve himself, he wants to have a better understanding of every aspect of the game. That's his decision-making. That's where his teammates are finding success on the floor. Defensively, how teams are matching up with him. That's a lot to take in on top of the responsibilities he already has for this Oklahoma City team.
Now Anthony. Wilson Chandler missing from long range. Shot's good by Anthony.
Bully ball in action as Melo gets himself way deep into the paint where he knows he can score.
Murray kicks to Millsap. Pass to Chandler. Back to Millsap. It's rebounded by Oklahoma City. From deep, George. Rebound by Murray. Here's Adams. Good defense by Jokic.
The defense ready for him on that possession. They had to be because he is so strong in the paint.
Chandler attacking. And that one clearly a foul. Gets the whistle and 2 shots coming up. That one on George.
Well, last season was just so huge for Wilson Chandler. So many people rooting for him after missing the entire 2016 NBA season and came back to have a very strong year. Averaged 15 points, shot about 46% from the field, 33% from the three-point line, and at times was the best offensive force that his team had to offer.
Now, gentlemen, 2 shots. Move shots.
He's off on the first. For Chandler, his absence was felt when he sat out all of 2016. Brent, he's a player who can, as you've said, give a team so much versatility with his skill set and ability to fill positions.
Well, he acts as a jack of all trades for any ball club that he's playing for, and you can play him basically from the 2 to the 4 spot, and he can make tons of contributions to you offensively.
No good at the stripe this time. Second misses also. The Thunder with the lead. Near the three-point line, it's Westbrook. Jokic grabs the miss. Jokic has got 4 rebounds in this game.
Just not there from a rhythm standpoint right now. It's really eluding him.
Out to Harris. Jokic high post. Denver passing it around. Jokic a screen. On the way, Harris. Hasn't scored yet. That I'm sure will change. And it goes down 2 points.
Well, that bucket from Harris was all about perseverance. He takes his time and uses what he has of those muscles and puts it on the defense.
Now here's Westbrook over Murray. And the shot falls short this time.
That's just poor shooting right now from him, and I'm not sure why he's even attempting those kind of shots.
There's the pass to Jokic. And Adams sends it back.
Well, Adams quick off his feet there. With that size and length, tough to shoot over.
The shot by George, no good.
Were those guys back on defense? I didn't see him. Somehow someone missed an assignment. Luckily, he bricked the mid-range.
Harris kicks to Jokic. And he misses the go-ahead basket.
And forcing the miss there, he just knows how to pressure you defensively.
You hear a lot about rim protection. This is a good example of how valuable it can be. A terrific use of the floater, unguardable really, because you can't do anything defensively to stop it.
And Denver decides to take their first time out here.
And Paul George kind of made it known of his desire to leave for LA after this season, but big risk for the Thunder to make that move and trade for him.
Denver with a platoon swap here on the floor. And a new group getting ready for Oklahoma City. Patterson, he's checked in for Anthony. Grant comes in for George. Alex Abrinas is checked in for Roberson. And that's Felton in for Russell Westbrook. And for Paul George, who knows what the future holds for him, but Greg, he is a great fit, it would seem, for the Thunder.
Listen, you give the Thunder another star to pair with Westbrook, and they're taking a leap of faith here with George.
One shot.
Moutier, no good on the free throw. And Brent, even though it might be somewhat counterintuitive, the numbers show that up-tempo styles are fairly high in efficiency. That may surprise some people. But why do you think that's so?
Well, I think what gives in that scenario, Kevin, is it's so hard to scramble back with teams that are operating in the first 6 or 7 seconds of the shot clock to cover the three-point line. All of a sudden, you're running out to guys and opening up space in the interior. That's going to open up drive opportunities to the lane and easy layups. And where you see that most are big men who are getting taken advantage of by running back into the paint. Those threes are worth more than 2. That math class pays off.
It does. I can tell. And so here is Oklahoma City after the miss from Mason Plumlee. Patterson can't get it to go.
Just doing the job on the backboard.
Moutier kicks to Jefferson. Gets to the rim for 2 with the D all over him. Jefferson's got it all tied up now for the Nuggets. Now Felton looking for his first basket still in this one. Patterson, the screen. Felton dishes to Patterson. Felton sets a screen for Patterson. Just 5 on the clock. And it's sent back by Plumlee.
Showing good shot blocking skills at times. Plumlee gets all of that one.
The Nuggets have gotten 7 of their first 16 field goal attempts to go down here in the first. Out of bounds, Oklahoma City takes possession.
Yeah, it's just not a good pass. I don't know what he's thinking there. A poor decision.
Here's Felton. Feeds it to Patterson. Adams sets the pick for Patterson. Patterson, the screen. Adams, the pass to Felton. It's deflected. 1:56 left to play in the first quarter. Screen by Fareed. Barton outside. Back to Jefferson. Clock at 6. Good on the three-point shot. Jefferson's got 5 now. Guys back and forth this first half.
And this could continue to go back and forth the entire way.
Outside, Felton shoots the 3. Patterson can't get it to go. Denver's gone 2 or 3 from deep so far in this game. Jefferson has a wide open look. The offensive rebound. And Plumlee kicks to Moutier. Fareed, a screen on Felton. It's stolen. Here's Abrines. Softly drops in the floater. And that replay presented by Under Armour, showing us the fantastic steal that led to that fast break finish. Another Unleash Chaos moment. The Nuggets trail. Barton outside. Dishes it to Fareed. Outside Jefferson. Fareed setting the pick for Jefferson. Here's the floater. And a lot of contact on that one, so he'll shoot 2 here.
Well, a great battle last year as the season finished off between the Nuggets and Blazers to make the playoffs. Denver did not. So they made some trades, tried to make a push. This year they've got to make some improvements and maybe find themselves in one of those top 8 slots to play in the postseason.
Two shots.
No good on that one. And Brent, for the Nuggets, you get the feeling of excitement for this franchise.
Well, you feel like this team's not just going to make the playoffs once, but could have a very effective long run in the Western Conference, and they're going to be playing a style that a lot of their fans and certainly fans around the league are going to appreciate. Off-ball movement and passing. You know, there's a team in Golden State that seemed to do that with great effectiveness. This OKC team is one of the best in the league when it comes to getting themselves to the free throw line, and a lot of that comes with the sheer force of Russell Westbrook. who draws a ton of fouls. But there's a few other crafty players who can get to work on the inside and find their way to the free throw line.
5-second differential between the shot clock and the game clock. Now here's Moutier. D right on him.
A little over-aggressive. He's got to dial it back if he wants to stay on the floor. 2 fouls in the first. Tough to overcome.
Denver shooting their 6th and 7th free throw attempts tonight.
And last season, 77% from the line. They could usually get the job done there.
Shooting 2.
The free throw good from Moutier. Both free throws good from Moutier. 20 seconds left to play in the first. Outside, Felton. With 1 on the clock. So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up and 2 shots coming up. First trip to the free throw line for him in this one.
A 78% foul shooter a season ago. Pretty steady when he's at the line.
That's good from Raymond Felton. Raymond Felton hits them both. It's all tied in Denver. And we'll get the second quarter underway on the other side of this break. And a moment now to hear from Steven Adams as he reflects back on a life growing up as the youngest of 18 children back in New Zealand.
So, like, the youngest over there has to do everything, like all chores, pretty much 18 years of being rookie. That's pretty much all it is, and people just beat you up for no reason.
Hard to imagine growing up in such a huge family, but it sounds like maybe it prepared him for life in the NBA.
Yeah, I'd say it might have toughened him up a little bit, that's for sure. Wow, 18? That is mind-boggling.
Welcome back, folks. We have a close game here at the start of the second quarter of play. What do you guys think about the Nuggets out here in this one?
A huge fan of how they have rotated here defensively, been able to challenge multiple shots.
And if you're rotating like that, it's got to be a great line of communication between all 5 guys. You see that reflected on the scores, all that trust showing up with the lead.
Moutier and Barton, the guards. Kenneth Faried is out there with Jefferson. And it's Plumlee in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. That's the group for Denver getting going here in the second. A nice pick right there to get him right to the rack.
And that's such solid, fundamental basketball on display right there, guys.
You talk about it all the time, Greg. Yeah, great use of the pick to set up the dunk.
But that's a play that only works by practicing over and over and having a great rhythm with your teammate. You could see the timing there.
And we've got an update here, so let's catch up with David Aldridge.
Well, guys, Emmanuel Moutier spent a year in China prior to the NBA rather than playing in college. A lot of people respect what he did while he was over there. He said, being in a foreign country, everything is different. It made me mentally strong. Now in the NBA, he said, you've got to have confidence because every point guard in this league can play. You've got to keep that edge and be prepared at all times. Kevin?
Thanks, David. Mental fortitude is critical, especially when you're a young player in this league. Brent, so many heady players, tough players, eventually become coaches. We've seen it time and again. And what kind of situation would it take, for instance, for you to get involved with that, either on the floor, on the bench, or in the front office?
I'll tell you right now, Kevin, I'm so thankful for my local YMCA because I've coached the 5th, 6th, 7th, and 8th grade teams for the last few years.
Good for
I'm
you.
not getting paid for it, but I think I'm learning more there than I would in the league.
But you enjoy it.
I do enjoy it, and Kevin, I think basketball's been such a big part of my life that at some point I will love the opportunity to be involved with one of the 30 teams in the league in some capacity.
You'd be lucky to get you. Lyles check in for Jefferson. And that drops, so they now lead by 1. And Brent, when you hear Donovan on the sideline or in the huddle, it's clear how big a motivator he can be for his team. He certainly gets the most out of his players from the stars to the end of the bench.
One thing that Billy Donovan did in the early part of taking the job with the Oklahoma City Thunder, and I remember it well, Kevin, I went to the UCLA campus where Billy Donovan had invited most of the roster for the Oklahoma City team, and he started to establish that trust in the off-season, being there for workouts, understanding the personalities of his team, and getting to know his guys. All of those things have reaped some incredible rewards in the early part of Billy Donovan's coaching career.
And here is Felton following the 3 from Will Barton. Felton the pass to Abrinas. Off the mark from 16 feet out. Denver's gotten a success rate of just over 50% from three-point tonight. 4 of 7 shooting. Moutier kicks to Barton. He feeds it to Plumlee. Shoots over Patterson. And it's wide right. Hits off the rim. And count it. The shot is good. He'll go to the free throw line.
Yeah, when you don't box out the Manimal, he has a tendency to devour second chance opportunities. And Kenneth Faried, the Manimal, once a force at the power forward position, but now seems to be more comfortable coming in as a role player, giving his energy to the basketball game, and see his production decline steadily since his 3rd year in the league, but still a positive for a team, just in lesser doses with a lesser role.
One shot.
That free throw good from Faried. For Faried, there's the possibility that the style he played is something that the league moved away from. That there isn't a high demand for undersized power forwards who can't shoot.
Well, the idea is that Faried might not just be bulky enough to do what it is that a lot of teams have in terms of a guy setting screens and then around the rim to carve out space. The Manimal really doesn't do that, and if he works on his shooting range and shows that he's a threat, Kevin, that's going to help out his chances.
Here's Roberson. Barton defending. Roberson dishes to George. He kicks to Westbrook. The feed to Patterson. Off target from three-point range.
And even without that 3-ball dropping for him, the defense should have done more on that last play.
Murray, good.
How about the passing? They are moving the ball without any thought, without any individual agendas.
Westbrook kicks to Anthony. And the foul on Jamal Murray. That'll be his 2nd foul of the game.
Well, there are good fouls, and then there's those fouls. That's not a good one. Limits himself on defense, and he can't nearly be as physical for the rest of the period.
Here's what Denver's going with right now. Jokic comes in for Faried, and it's Gary Harris in for Barton. Here's Westbrook. He's got 9. To the middle. It's deflected. Murray with it. Harris outside. Lyles passes to Murray. Takes the three. It's rebounded by Oklahoma City. George has got 4 rebounds in this game. Kicks to Westbrook. He dishes it to Patterson. That's good, and so Westbrook comes up with the assist. Patterson's got himself on the board with 3 there.
Well, people talk so much about shoot first guy with Westbrook. How about that time finding the open man?
Murray kicks to Millsap. Over Westbrook. Hits the front of the rim and out.
Gotta make those shots. Not sure how he missed it. Defense was just okay.
That ties the game. Westbrook's got 12 in the game.
Yeah, continuing his efforts to be more accurate from behind the arc. This will help his team spread the floor even more. Westbrook knocks that one down.
Lyles inside, covered by Anthony. Carmelo Anthony comes up with the rebound. And Westbrook, here we go. That one good for 2. Westbrook's got the lead up to 2 now for Oklahoma City.
A more fearless play from Russell Westbrook. The ability to finish through contact. That's why it's so tough to stop him on the dribble drive.
Now, here's Jokic. He's had some playing time, but no scoring yet from him. 6 to shoot. Harris inside the line. It's good for his second make. He's made 2 of 3 so far. Oklahoma City's gone 2 of 3 when they've stepped beyond the arc in the second quarter. And Roberson kicks to George. Patterson, the screen. Pass to Anthony. Back to George. Jacks up a 3. Rebound by the Nuggets.
Yeah, another missed opportunity, and you can just see the frustration.
Yeah, when your shot's in the fridge like this, it's easy to lose your confidence, and that's why some of the most prolific scorers, they have short-term memories.
Now, here is George, following the miss by Paul Millsap. And George kicks to Roberson. Off the mark there with the 3-point shot. Outside Millsap. Murray kicks to Harris. Some nice ball movement by the Nuggets. Millsap a screen. Passes it to Jokic. There's the pick. Shoots over Patterson. And Jokic with the basket on the assist by Murray.
That's a nice shot from the Joker. A master at getting his shots up and over the arms of the defense.
Anthony dishes to Westbrook. The 3 from George. And again, no good by Oklahoma City. Denver in the lead. Brent, the Nuggets team, a very good group when it comes to rebounding.
Well, they don't have a team that's really much bigger than the opponents that they play with, but they stay very active, and they don't seem to give up on a lot of plays. Actually, last season, they got about 30% of all their missed shots back, so their damage was done on the offensive end. Defensively, you'll want to get a stop by ending it with a rebound. That's where their focus needs to be this year.
And so here is Oklahoma City, following the miss by Jokic. And again, no good by Oklahoma City. Millsap's against George. Now here's Murray. He's got 8. Back to Millsap. And Roberson pulls it down.
Yeah, just misjudged the layup. Defense has to be better. Very fortunate there.
And that one's good, George.
And there's never been any question about George's 3-point range. He just goes through stretches where he knocks down the 3 at a ridiculous rate.
And here's Harris from the arc. It drops for his 3rd basket. He's missed only 1 shot.
A little tit-for-tat action going on the back-to-back trade.
Yeah, a little gamesmanship from range could force both defenses to maybe extend out a little further.
George, no good.
Yeah, his shot just doesn't seem to be synced up right now. Here's hoping he finds it soon because his team is really going to need that production tonight.
Inside, double team on Westbrook. Patterson a screen on Harris. Here's Roberson. Yep, that one goes. Roberson's got it all tied up now for Oklahoma City.
Well, I like watching Roberson get involved in the offense, especially when he gets down there. Nice soft touch down on the inside.
Back to Murray. Fires from deep. Westbrook with the block. And now the fast break. Westbrook with the ball.
Again, more attack mode play from Russell Westbrook. He just puts it on the deck and draws contact. Well, the chase for the triple-double last year with Russell Westbrook was one of the most incredible seasons the NBA has ever seen. And I think that everybody who's a ball player thinks about the point guard rebounding as tenaciously and as consistently as Russell did last season as being the most incredible part of his season.
The free throw drops for Russell Westbrook.
And no matter what, one of the big positives they can take away from this game is how well they performed at the line.
The Nuggets making a switch here. Chandler's checked in. Steven Adams, he's checked in for Oklahoma City. Felton comes in for Andre Robertson. And so Westbrook makes them both.
No wasted trips at all. They're taking care of business at the line.
Murray, the pass to Jokic. Chandler outside. Millsap sets the pick for Chandler. And there's the call on Chandler. That's his first foul.
Yeah, way to get there first and be willing to absorb the contact.
Moutier, he's checked in for Murray. For Oklahoma City, they've gone 7 of 15 from the field here in the second quarter. Just under 50% shooting. Westbrook kicks to George. Anthony down low. Millsap on him. Anthony down low. Millsap covering. Anthony's shot is off. Millsap a screen on Westbrook. Harris outside. Millsap a screen. Takes a three. Harris misses.
And I bet you'll never see too many guys who can put forth an effort on the boards like this one.
Yeah, just scanning the box score and looking at the rebound total tonight, I don't believe it. Shows the absolute passion he has for that part of the game.
And here's Moutier following the three-pointer by Carmelo Anthony. Moutier kicks to Harris. The basket good off the assist from Moutier. Harris has got 8 here in the quarter.
Outstanding look from the perimeter from Gary Harris. When he gets space to shoot from there, he has no problems with it.
Chandler with the steal. Felton against Harris. Thunder with the rebound.
And we haven't seen them get to the line as much here in the second quarter. They might be settling a tad too much offensively. And he's starting to show that killer instinct this quarter, looking to extend the lead.
And here's Moutier following Russell Westbrook's three. Harris outside. Jokic a screen. Lock at 6. Harris passes to Jokic and stolen by Felton. It's 3-on-3 on the fast break. Count the bucket coming off a perfectly placed assist. Now it's a 7-point Oklahoma City lead. 50 seconds left in the first half. Moutier kicks to Harris. Millsap sets the pick for Harris. To the inside. The 15-footer hits some rim on the way in, and the bucket's good.
Millsap's mid-range J is getting more and more consistent. When he elevates for those shots, you expect most of those to go.
Westbrook drives in over Moutier. Westbrook can't get it to go. Denver's gotten a positive outcome on 7 of their 14 three-pointers in this game. Not bad at all. Moutier kicks to Jokic. The basket good off the assist from Moutier. Jokic has got 4 points in the quarter.
Jokic and body control. Hey, years ago we wouldn't have said that. I'm saying it now.
Outside Westbrook. No one near Felton as he lets it go. And the Thunder another three. Russell Westbrook has been leading the charge for the Oklahoma City Thunder. That quarter had to take a lot out of him. He racked up 12 points. It's time now to go courtside as we send you over to David Aldridge from the sideline. David, take it away.
Thanks, Kevin. Russell, how confident are you that there's nobody that can stay in front of you?
Very confident. I have a lot of confidence in myself. I put a lot of work in the summertime, and I'm very confident.
That is never a problem for you, Russ. Thanks very much. Back to you, Kevin.
Thanks so much, David, and we'll step away briefly, but get you right back out here for the start of the third quarter after this break.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hello again, everybody. Along with Kenny the Jet Smith and Shaquille O'Neal, I'm Ernie Johnson. Time for the NBA Halftime Show on 2K Sports. A competitive matchup for Oklahoma City in the first quarter. Nothing seemed to give way on either side of the scoring column as they wrapped up the period all knotted up. In the second quarter, they were easily the better team. The points started coming for them in bunches, and they built a 6-point lead by halftime. Kenny, let's get your take on Oklahoma City.
Well, I love the way they're pushing the tempo, beating the defense down the floor, filling the lanes, finishing with authority, Ernie, getting to the rim and finishing hard.
And you, big fella, let's get your thoughts on the Nuggets.
Well, they faced an all-out aerial assault, bombs everywhere. But they're still in position to win this game. But they were bombed from deep all half long, Ernie. They need to revamp the perimeter approach on defense. They don't need to take everything away, but they got to make it harder.
And that wraps up halftime as the game is set to get back underway. Let's send it to Kevin Harlan and crew, standing by courtside.
And now the start of the second half. Neither side jumping out ahead through the first two quarters. Well, you look at Russell Westbrook in this game. He has been everywhere.
Yeah, great job from him in that first half of drawing fouls and getting to the line.
Well, that is a great equalizer here. You want him to play that physical, but how do you do that without creating too much contact?
We have a close ball game on our hands as we get set for the second half of basketball. The Nuggets trail by 6. So the Thunder 5 right now. Westbrook and Robertson are the backcourt pair. Anthony out there with Steven Adams. And it's George in at the small forward. Jokic a screen. Millsap dishes to Chandler. That's good. And it's Millsap with the assist. Chandler's got the first basket of the third quarter for the Nuggets. Oklahoma City leading by 3. Westbrook passes to Adams. Screen by Adams. And George kicks to Adams. On the wing, George. He's guarded by Chandler. A nice shot by George. And Mike Malone, who is known for his defense, dealing with the team, Brent, that really lacks a defensive bite at times. It's something that he's trying to change in terms of culture.
Yeah, you're right, Kevin. It's a bit of a nibble right now in Denver. But you look at Mike Malone's past and all the other stops where his defensive teams have improved throughout the year. So it's a bumpy ride with Denver. A lot of young players who he has to make sure realize the importance of the defensive end of the floor.
Free throw good, Murray. We see it so often. A player will languish in one system, then flourish in another. Brent, during your 14-year career, which coach's system fit you the best, you think?
Well, I think my years in Seattle, we opened up the offense a little bit. I had the opportunity to play more of a point off guard. But I also enjoyed the structure of what Greg Popovich's system in San Antonio offered up as well. It's always interesting, Kevin, with players who are languishing on benches for other ball clubs, how general managers start to assess whether that guy can be part of something great if they were to bring him in. I had the opportunity to play for a lot of great coaches and thought that I mixed up my game enough to make it a long career.
Just 5 to shoot. That doesn't go either for George.
And they had some botched coverage that turned into no coverage.
Murray kicks to Jokic, shoots over Adams. Yep, it goes, and the Oklahoma City lead is cut to just 1 point on the basket from Jokic.
That's so nice for a coach to look at his center as a capable shooter. Jokic is just that.
And Robertson kicks to Westbrook. Here's Roberson, guarded by Harris. Adams with the screen on Jokic. For three, Westbrook. Oklahoma City the rebound. Nobody near George. They shoot again, Adams. And so he draws the foul on the shot. A trip to the line to shoot two.
Well, love the aggressive play here from Adams. He gets the shot he wants, and now another opportunity to challenge himself at the free throw line. Well, Steven Adams can have an impact on the game, certainly defensively, certainly with the screen setting. But how about the character of the center of this basketball team? One of the most quotable players in the league, and he'll never hold back from speaking his mind in an interview. You gotta love his disposition.
And the first one drops. And with Adams being so likable and quotable, a lot of it has to do with his incredible wit.
Well, I'm looking forward to the Steven Adams talk show once his career is finished. or maybe not. Maybe before his career is finished. But when you're the younger sibling, you usually come up with a very refined sense of humor.
Right. Like you, Brent. And so Adams nails both of them.
In the history of the Nuggets, they've had some great stars, guys like Dan Issel, Alex English, and certainly Carmelo Anthony during his time in Denver. But Jokic looks to be that guy for this generation.
And that's how it's done. I mean, find that hole in the D and then go hard to the rack.
Maybe that hole was a little bigger than it should have been.
Especially in a game that is this close, every possession counting. That was just one side wanting it more than the other.
And this Nuggets team clearly sees that their future is going to be built around Jokic.
What an incredible season last year. I don't think people realize just how special the offensive season that Jokic had for Denver was last year. I mean, he's right up there in the top 5 in terms of his offensive production. They'll need to add some defenders around them, but they have certainly shifted the offense around the incredibly talented passing big man in Jokic.
No good on that one.
Well, he entered the league as a great free throw shooter. Westbrook now gets there a ton.
And the Nuggets making a change here. Barton is checked in. Good on the second free throw. Well, one thing the Thunder have always done well is control the glass. Good rebounding team.
Well, the Thunder are great candidates to end up near the top for both offensive and defensive rebounds, and it certainly helps when Russell Westbrook is tearing down over 10 boards a game. It's a complete effort with this ball club, and they have guys who are willing to stick their nose in there.
So here's Westbrook following the basket by Paul Millsap and stolen by Murray. And now we're 3 minutes into the third quarter of play. And here we go with Anthony running it up the court. It's on target from the high post. Anthony's got 9.
I feel like that was instinctual for Melo, like he's seen it before, able to swipe that ball away.
Murray kicks to Millsap. And it's Barton atop the key. The dish to Murray. Jokic sets the screen for Murray. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Barton drives in, and that's going to be a treble.
Well, time and score, you just can't have a costly error right now at this point in the game, guys.
Mason Plumlee's checked in for Denver. Kenneth Faried comes in for Paul Millsap. And Oklahoma City with a change here, too. Jeremy Grant, he's checked in for Carmelo Anthony. Oklahoma City has gotten blank from three-point land so far in the third. Still 0 for 3. Grant dishes to Westbrook. Adams sets the pick for Westbrook. And a little luck that time, but it drops. Westbrook's got 22.
I'm not sure the opposing team's coaching staff has a tactic to slow down Russell Westbrook.
And Faried kicks to Murray. Plumlee with a screen on Westbrook. The shot by Chandler, wide open. It's good from long range. Chandler's got 2 now from beyond the arc in the third for Denver. Adams with the screen on Chandler. George passes to Adams. And that one drops for him. Adams has got his second basket of the game.
Well, Adams doesn't get his number called offensively all that often, but when he does, he can show you what he's capable of doing.
Plumlee dishes to Fareed. Plumlee with the screen. Fareed setting the pick for Murray. Chandler outside. 6 on the shot clock. Fareed a screen on Adams. For the 3, Chandler. It's rebounded by Oklahoma City. Westbrook's got his 3rd rebound tonight. Looking for George. He gets it there. Up high to stuff the alley-oop.
Beautiful assist by Westbrook. The defense has to play him to score, which allows him to create for others.
It was beautiful the first time, but Under Armour showing us the replay of that tremendous alley-oop again. Another unleash chaos moment. Now here's Barton. Fires the 3. No good. Now Oklahoma City takes it the other way. Westbrook with it. Now guarded by Murray. Outside Westbrook. And oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot 2.
Well, when Paul George announced this summer that he intended to leave for the Lakers when the contract ran out, you knew what was coming. Even as a rental possibility, the suitors lined up, and eventually the price was paid, and now George finds himself in a Thunder uniform.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
And he knocks down the first one. And to many, the Thunder came out of nowhere to land George in that trade.
You know, most thought Cleveland or maybe Boston were the front runners for his services, but the Thunder snuck in and made their team a 2-star squad once again. Very interesting to see how far the duo of Westbrook and George can go.
And both free throws good for Westbrook. Brent, you don't think of the Nuggets as being a especially good outside shooting team.
Well, I think for them, Kevin, a lot of the guys who they are hoping can shoot the ball develop into more consistent shooters. Jamal Murray is talked about with the Denver Nuggets as having one of the more sweeter shooting strokes, and Gary Harris continues to work on it. So making a conscious effort to improve not just the shots and the makes, but maybe the shot selection of this young ball club.
And guys, the D has to show a little more fight on the interior than they did on that trip.
And the foul on Will Barton. That is his first foul of the game.
And now only 1 away from being in the penalty.
Denver on D. Left side Westbrook. And stolen by Murray.
You could tell it was almost tunnel vision on that pass. Had no idea where the defender was.
And it's blocked. And it turns out it's going to be a foul. He was hoping for a clean block, but the officials felt otherwise. So we'll see some free throws here.
And just an outstanding job by Fareed to get dirty inside and force the D to clobber him.
This is his second trip to the free throw line. The first one falls. Emmanuel Mudiay's checked in for the Nuggets. And Oklahoma City with a change here too. Felton's checked in. Both free throws good from Fareed.
Now for the Thunder last season, the first one in the AD era, that stands for after Durant, you can imagine just how devastating his departure was for the fans of the franchise. But I think Sam Presti, as the general manager, prepared themselves for Kevin Durant leaving and for Russell Westbrook to assume the reins of the team.
4 on the shot clock. Abrines' shot is off. The Nuggets trail by 3. Pass to Chandler. Yes! And the foul. That's on Raymond Felton.
I really like the awareness, noticing that he's got the mismatch. And then he just used his size as his advantage on the layup.
The Nuggets have had 12 attempts at the line, making 8 so far. That one drops. He ties it up. And with OKC, as long as this team has been in this city, they have known success as a franchise.
Part of the fear that losing KD in free agency was that the success was going to go with them. But on the shoulders of Russell Westbrook having an historic NBA season, averaging a triple-double, Billy Donovan got these guys to play pretty hard, ended up being in the playoffs, and now have young guys that maybe could show some potential to maintain a level of success this fan base is used to.
Now here's Barton after the miss from Raymond Felton. Barton kicks to Fareed. Stolen by Grant. Here's Ferguson. He's guarded by Chandler. Kept alive. Ferguson's shot is good. Ferguson's got his second basket.
Now that's how you pick up second chance points. Stay active and be ready as soon as the shot goes up.
Barton passes to Plumlee. Screened by Fareed. Barton kicks to Fareed. On the wing, Chandler. From the baseline. Not enough on that one as it misses. For Oklahoma City, they've gotten 6 of their 12 shots to drop for him here in the second half so far. Felton can't get it to go. The Nuggets have gone 7 of 11, a lucky field goal percentage here in the third. Fareed setting the pick for Moutier. Barton from outside. They get it back. Fareed off with the layup.
Oh, and the D did not make that any easier. Can't fault the shooter for missing. That's a tough shot.
Here's Abrines. Barton defending. Patterson a screen on Barton. The 11-footer. Abrines' shot is off. Denver's gone 2 of 5 with the three-point shot since coming out of the break. Here's Chandler. The rebound by Grant.
Shooting 2.
First one falls for Trey Lyles checked in for Kenneth Fareed. Carmelo Anthony's checked in for Oklahoma City. And that one goes in. 2 from the line that time.
He talks so much about rhythm from the field. How about a rhythm from the free throw line? That looks good.
Moutier dishes to Plumlee. Barton wide open. He fires. Second shot opportunity. Plumlee, no luck. The Thunder leading by 4. Outside, Felton. Grant gets a wide open look. And again, no good by Oklahoma City. Nuggets shooting 43% for the game. Taken away by Anthony. It's stolen by Moutier. To the paint. It's intercepted. And the Thunder pushing it up now. Here's Abrines. Another shot. No good from Grant.
And forcing the miss there. He just knows how to pressure you defensively.
You hear a lot about rim protection. This is a good example of how valuable it can be.
Now here's Barton. He's got 5. 6 on the shot clock. Here's Moutier. That one bounces around and comes back out. Oklahoma City's gotten off to a very slow start from three-point range in the second half. They're 0 for 4. Screen by Grant. Felton kicks to Anthony. 1:39 left in the third quarter. The rebound by Wilson Chandler.
And you know what? You can't get a better screen. Frees him up beautifully, but he just fails to capitalize.
Oh, man, he'd love to have that one back. He just does everything right, but doesn't get the finish.
Plumlee.
And even though they're down, they are putting on a show at the free throw line.
And you see Mason Plumlee and what he brings to the table right there. A very well-rounded big man, solid at putting the ball on the floor and creating some space, but perhaps his best attribute, and we saw this in Portland with his teammates Lillard and McCollum, playing on the top of the key and becoming a playmaker, a good passer up there, averaging about 4 assists a ball game.
And the first one drops.
Well, a former 5-star recruit won a championship in college. Plumlee still finding his way a little bit here in the pros.
And the Nuggets with some changes. Paul Millsap is checked in for Chandler. And it's Gary Harris in for Will Barton. Adams, he's checked in for the Thunder. That one misses, so he goes 1 for 2. The Thunder leading by 3. Grant with the ball. Picked up by Harris. And he makes that one. Abrines has got 4 this quarter. And last season, Denver making the trade for Plumlee right at the deadline. Many felt they gave up a lot for him, but the team feels he's fit right in.
Having him and Jokic down there gives you an incredibly talented passing tandem of big men, where Plumlee can play along as the lone big man or sometimes complement what it is that Jokic can do. And he has great athletic ability down there, so we'll see how they maneuver him and what kind of minutes he's going to get for this ball club this year.
Now here's Moutier following the miss by Carmelo Anthony. Moutier kicks to Plumlee. Back to Moutier. Harris outside. Right at the free throw line. Makes a big height bounce and goes in. Harris has got 12 points in the game.
And that's why you run the pick and play. Shake somebody loose, and the result was a clean look from Gary Harris.
Adams sets the pick for Anthony. Screen by Adams. Off the pick. Oklahoma City gets it back. Here's Grant. No good on the 3. Outside Millsap. Got a piece of it. And we just finished the third quarter, and we got a tight ball game here. Thunder lead by 3. And after a quick break, we're going to come right back with the start of the fourth quarter. Let's take a listen to a recent huddle from Coach Billy Donovan.
We know the right way and the wrong way to play, okay? The ball needs to hop right now. That's when we're at our best. We need to start playing together right now, because when we get to the rim and move it, we're getting anything we want.
Emphasizing the unselfish play, Billy D knows that's when they perform their best.
Yeah, I mean, no question, when this team's sharing the basketball and everyone's playing for each other, they are a much tougher out.
Welcome back as we get rolling once more. The fourth quarter right ahead in what's been a very well-contested game. All right, now a chance to set the floor courtesy of Gatorade. Fourth quarter action, all fueled up and ready to go. So out there for the Nuggets right now, Moutier and Harris are their lengthy guard set. Jokic is out there with Lyles, and it's Millsap in at the small forward position. And the shot goes in. Roberson's got the lead up to 7 now for the Thunder.
They're consistently finding ways to get the ball inside and taking full advantage.
And here's Moutier. They set the pick. Now the pass to Harris. Pass to Jokic. Good. And Harris gets the assist. Harris has got 3 assists in the game.
Very respect the touch of Jokic on the inside. If he's good with the ball and soft hands as a passer, why not around the rim?
Now here's Anthony. And it's sent back by Millsap. They get it back. Adams' shot is off.
And forcing the miss there, he just knows how to pressure you defensively.
You hear a lot about rim protection. This is a good example of how valuable it can be.
Millsap's against Adams. Lets it go from the wing. It's hauled in by George. George has got 6 rebounds now in the game. Feeds it to Felton. Dishes to Anthony. Screen by Adams. Free throw line jump shot. Drained for 2 points. And that's now 11 points for Carmelo Anthony.
Yeah, even with the contest, I don't think that's bothering Carmelo Anthony. It seems like once he's on the spot, he knows he can get that shot.
Now, here's Jokic. Millsap at the elbow. He feeds it to Moutier. Tries a 3. Knocks down the 3 ball.
Sweet jumper there from Moutier, catching the D by surprise by taking that shot as soon as he got the pass.
Felton kicks to Anthony. Oklahoma City moving the ball around. Here's Adams. A second chance effort, and it's sent back by Millsap. Now Moutier. And 2 free throws coming up, unable to get that one to go with all the contact. That's on Raymond Felton. There are a fair amount of explosive point guards in the league, and Moutier is right up there with the best of them. Brent, the way he can just blow by a guy and rise up is incredible for a guard his size.
Yeah, Moutier can cover a lot of space with just one dribble, so take up the ground that's being offered up to you by your defender. It's just tough to remain consistent with that kind of shot attempt night after night over the top of defender and with contact. We'll see as he progresses how that goes.
The free throw good for Moutier.
And one of the problems in the first half, that shoddy work at the free throw line. They needed to fix that, and they've been much improved since the break.
Murray's checked in for Denver. And Oklahoma City also making a switch. Russell Westbrook's checked in for Raymond Felton. That one is no good. And with Moutier, although he is a heavy rotation player, Greg, he is still somewhat of a project long term.
You know, it isn't always easy to be patient with Moutier, but that's what is needed. Slowly improving his efficiency, which is a big issue for him. And you can see the raw potential, but he has a lot of smaller things to clean up.
Murray kicks to Millsap. Over Anthony. Offensive rebound. Here's Murray. Good D by Westbrook. The Thunder leading by 3. And there's the feed to George. And it's sent back by Millsap.
Great block from Millsap, sending that one back.
Harris with it. George picks him up. Stolen by George. Fourth quarter of play, and over 3.5 minutes have gone by. Screen by Adams. Looking to get back on track here. And it's George again missing.
And getting a hand in the shooter's face, locking down that in-between area.
Just taking on the challenge on every possession. I love defenders who give nothing away.
Now here's Murray. Back to Moutier to tie it up. And another miss by Denver.
And not a night he's going to want to remember, just not really able to score the basketball.
Roberson gets the bucket.
And when they've gone to him, he has come through big time. You got to keep getting him touches.
Here's Moutier. Jokic a screen for 3. Murray. And Westbrook pulls it down. Westbrook's got rebound number 5 here tonight. The 3 from Anthony. That's good, and so Westbrook comes up with the assist. Westbrook's got 5 assists tonight.
Quick fire on that shot. Melo with the catch and shoot jumper. No defense for that play.
Now here's Moutier. Millsap left side. Over Anthony. That's tipped. It's stolen by Adams. Anthony kicks to George. He dishes it to Westbrook. Over Moutier. No good off the back of the rim. The Nuggets trail by 8. Passes it to Murray. Jokic a screen. And another miss by Denver. The Thunder shooting 38% from the field. A pretty weak showing for them. And George kicks to Westbrook. Lets it go from the wing. Westbrook missing again.
Yeah, and something we always talk about, though, shot selection.
Well, being aggressive is one thing, but aggression with control is another, and you need both elements working together.
Millsap misses.
Not a whole lot going down for him at this point. He just can't buy a break.
Westbrook kicks to George. And the lead now, double digits on that bucket. And the Thunder lead by 10.
And defensively, they are on their heels every time the ball comes inside.
Guys, they're looking for a way to score here.
Yeah, they've had a tough time taking the lid off.
Denver calls timeout.
And I like this timeout. You're getting terrible rim protection right now.
Well, you got to ask your team to give you a little bit more effort because there's just not a lot of fire on the defensive end.
And now we've got a moment for our Jordan player of the game, Russell Westbrook.
And to me, the best part of his game has been the work he's done inside. I mean, slashing, driving the lane, attacking the basket at every chance. When he's had an opening, he's taken it.
Well, to come in here facing a hostile crowd and have a game like he's had, that's what separates the good players from the great players. Wilson Chandler's checked in for Moutier. And we've got an update here, so let's check in with David Aldridge reporting from the sideline.
Hey guys, I was able to catch what Mike Malone said to his team. They have been getting killed from long range tonight, and he said we can't lose track of their shooters. We're overpacking the lane, and we're leaving them wide open. Guys, we'll see if they can make the adjustment.
Thank you, David. Now here's Murray. He kicks it to Chandler. Millsap a screen. It's stolen by Anthony.
The second half hasn't gone nearly as well for him. He'd only had one before the break in terms of turnovers, but that number's growing as this game progresses.
Now here's Chandler following the miss by Carmelo Anthony. Back to Murray. Jokic sets the screen for Murray. And there's the foul. It's on Steven Adams. And that'll be his third foul so far.
And you can see he just didn't get squared up with his feet.
Murray, the pass to Jokic. Kicks it to Harris. A floater. And the rebound goes to the Thunder. And Anthony gets it to go on the assist by Westbrook. Westbrook's got 6 assists here tonight.
And not hard to see why they are giving up points on this run. Just too many good looks from in close.
Now here's Murray. Jokic sets the screen for Harris. Floats one up. And he lays it up and in.
Well, if they're going to win this game, he's going to require just a little bit of help. Many of the shots he's taking are finding the hoop.
Screen by Adams. There's Westbrook. Outside, George. And Adams kicks to Westbrook. Just 5 on the clock. They get it again. Another shot and plenty of contact on the shot. So 2 free throws coming up. And there's the foul against Denver.
Well, Adams with the make them pay mentality right here from the free throw line.
Steven Adams brings a lot to the team, Brent. Got a chance to be more involved, in fact, with the offense after Durant left.
Well, he's not a wispy 7-footer, Kevin. Thick and rugged out there on the floor and willing to set a lot of screens to free up Russell Westbrook. One of the things I'd like to see them do is maybe explore him in the post a little more often as an offensive threat. I think he's capable down there.
And the first one at the line is good.
Well, Adams has his struggles at the free throw line, but he's making strides in that area and still has work to do.
So after making the first, he goes 1 for 2.
Yeah, sometimes in a game you settle a little bit before settling in, and right now I think he's a big factor in how they're getting to the line.
They double him with George. Wide open look here for Murray. No good there, and that would have cut it to single digits. Oklahoma City leading by 11. Anthony kicks to Westbrook. The dish to Adams. Screen by Adams. Adams with the screen on Chandler. Here's George, and George with the stuff.
And I just love the aggressiveness from George, just slicing apart the defense with that terrific ability to penetrate.
Now, here's Jokic. Pass to Chandler. Millsap sets the pick for Chandler. It's stolen by Adams. And the ball travels out of bounds. It was last touched by George. Murray with it. And there's the pass to Harris. Jokic a screen. Harris outside. 6 to shoot. Lets the 3 fly. That's in, coming off the assist from Jokic. And that's 17 points for Gary Harris. Westbrook kicks to Anthony. Over Millsap. No good there.
He's clearly been the best rebounder on the floor today.
His rebound total now in the double digits. Been an animal all night long.
Now here's Murray. Chandler with the screen on George. Murray dishes to Chandler. Jokic a screen. Here's Millsap, and the lead is down inside single digits.
Well, the D providing some resistance there, but remember, Paul Millsap, NBA All-Star.
Westbrook up top. He's covered by Murray. Westbrook passes to Anthony. They get it back. Adams. Basket is good, and he'll get a chance for one more at the free throw line.
And this is what happens when you fail to block out.
Defensive rebounding just as important as causing the miss in the first place.
One shot, gentlemen.
.151 left in the fourth quarter. Chandler a screen. Murray kicks to Chandler. Millsap against Anthony. Millsap misses. Oklahoma City leading by 11. Pass to Adams. Screen by Adams. Adams with the screen on Chandler. George dishes to Robertson. Here's Adams. Up again. He hangs in there and cashes in on the second chance points. Adams has got the lead up to 13 now for the Thunder.
Adams, such a physical presence out there on the glass. This is how he gets a lot of his points.
Chandler, the pass to Millsap. And Anthony sends it back. And he recovers it. Again, Millsap missing.
Just not sure if he ran out of energy at halftime or what, but so far just not himself in the second half.
And these are the types of games where one team clearly has the edge. Tonight, it will be a win by a large margin for Oklahoma City.
Free throws were a big factor in this one.
You know, it's always great to get a lot of shots at the line, but the key, they were able to convert tonight. You start making free throws, and it can get you the win.
And a lot of players tonight helped contribute to this performance, but in particular, a real good game it was for Steven Adams.
Just active on defense, little things like clawing and scrapping and tipping passes and contesting shots. Came up with a lot of steals.
26 seconds left in the game. Moutier kicks to Lyles. Shot clock at 6. They set the pick. Jefferson, that's for 2. Will not go. This is off the front iron. Ferguson, the pass to Felton. So no problem for Oklahoma City as they get the win. This was a very strong showing for him, Greg. Not necessarily a runaway win, but one they'll feel very good about.
And let's face it, anytime you can go on the road and win in the fashion they did, you have to feel good about it. Really an outstanding effort all the way around.
And now let's catch up with David Aldridge, who's standing by from the sideline. All right, Dave.
Thanks, Kevin. Hey, Carmelo, we got a question from one of your biggest fans. How do you get shots off when you're in tight coverage and the defender is right in your grill?
It's easy. If my man backed off on me, shoot it. If I got 2, pass the ball, find somebody else.
Always looking to move the ball whenever possible. Thanks, Carmelo. Back to you, Kevin.
All right, David, thank you. For Greg Anthony, Brent Barry, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan. Thank you for watching the NBA, presented by 2K Sports. So long.